It was one of those days when nothing made sense. Birds weren't tweeting, the sky was green, and Mrs. Periwinkle's prize-winning petunias were floating in mid-air. All the townspeople were staring at the sky, mouths agape, and then they started falling. Down in her garden, a little girl named Lily noticed a small brown box wedged between the fence and the path. As she approached it, she heard a tiny voice coming from inside. "Help me, please! Someone, anyone, please help me!" Startled, Lily jumped back. She had never heard anything like this before. What could be inside that box? Taking a deep breath, she slowly opened the lid, and a fluffy white kitten tumbled out. "Oh my goodness," Lily exclaimed. "You scared me half to death." The kitten, still shaken, looked up at her with big blue eyes and said, "Thank you for rescuing me, but I'm not just any ordinary cat. I'm a magical talking cat from a faraway land." Lily stared back at him in disbelief. Talking cats, magical lands, floating petunias. It had been one of those days. The kitten continued, "My name is Mittens. Do you want to hear a riddle?" Before Lily could respond, Mittens leaped gracefully onto her shoulder and began to purr loudly. "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" Lily pondered this as Mittens led her deeper into the garden. She thought of all the places she had been, the mountains, the rivers, the cities, but none of those places were like this. There were no birds singing, no flowers blooming, no leaves rustling in the trees. Everything was grey and lifeless. Finally, she turned to Mittens and said, "Is this a trick question? Are you trying to tell me that we're in your magical land now?" Mittens stopped purring and hopped down from her shoulder. "Your magical land," he echoed, his voice full of wonder. "How did we get here?" Lily asked. "I don't know," Mittens admitted. "But look around you, Lily. This is what my land looks like. Nothing grows here. The river has no fish, and the mountains are bare. Can you guess why?" Lily looked at the dry, cracked earth, the silent river, the empty mountains, and the lifeless trees. It was clear that something was missing. Suddenly, she remembered the petunias. She raced back to where she had seen them floating in the sky, but they were gone. In their place was a small sign nailed to the fence post that read, "Do not enter." Curiosity got the better of her, and she pushed the loose board covering the doorknob, revealing a narrow passageway leading underground. Without hesitation, Lily crawled through, calling out, "Mittens, where are we going?" But there was no reply. The tunnel opened into a large cavern filled with sparkling crystals. The walls shimmered with all the colors of the rainbow, and the air was alive with the sound of buzzing wings. Hundreds, maybe thousands of butterflies were fluttering around, sipping nectar from strange plants that grew from the cave floor. It was like stepping into another world. As Lily moved deeper into the cavern, she noticed something odd. All the butterflies seemed to be stuck, trapped inside the cave. Their wings were pinned to the walls, and they were too weak to fly. Some were crying, others were too scared to move. When she told Mittens, he looked downcast. "I didn't know this would happen," he whispered. "I'm sorry." Looking around, Lily spotted some large mushrooms growing nearby. She had read that if you ate these, you would shrink to the size of an ant. Quickly, she ran over, bit off a huge chunk and waited for something to happen. Within seconds, she felt herself getting smaller and smaller until she was only a few inches tall. "Oh my goodness!" she exclaimed, her voice now squeaking. "I think I just became an ant!" Taking a closer look, she realized she wasn't an ant. Her arms were still there, and so was her nose and mouth, but she was definitely smaller than before, and then she saw them, a pair of giant butterfly wings pinned to the wall just beyond her reach. With newfound determination, Lily crept toward them. As she struggled to free the first butterfly, she heard a voice booming through the cave. "Who's there? Who's in my cave?" Peeking around a rock, Lily saw a huge, ugly monster with bulging eyes and gnashing teeth. She froze with fear. This had been one of those days, a day when nothing made sense, a day when petunias floated in the sky, a day when a talking cat fell from the clouds, a day when a little girl shrunk to the size of a well, not an ant, but definitely something small. And now a day when she was being chased through a magical underground cave by a grumpy, bad-tempered, very hungry-looking monster. So as he approached, she yelled, "Hey, ugly!" And he stopped. "What did you say?" he asked, confused. "You heard me," she replied, smirking. "I said you're ugly." And with that, she disappeared behind a giant mushroom. Now it's your turn. What do you think happened next? Comment below and let me know.